Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Retro Ninja Short here. Once again, this is Many Ninja speaking, and we're taking a quick look at the most noticeable changes just from the very start of loading up Super Double Dragon, aka the North American port of Return of Double Dragon. As you're probably listening to right now, this is not the Double Dragon theme you're hearing, but rather one from the later stages of the game, which is a really strange twist, or just kind of change up that makes no sense. Also, you'll probably notice the Technos logo was a lot more low-key this time around, no spinning logo this time. Trade West was copyright, or was mentioned in the early copyright and logos there. American Technos was the one credited here. Under Mode Select, we don't mention the name of the title anymore, but now just Mode Select. And noticeably missing, the options menu is completely gone from there. Which means that at this point, the game only really runs under the one difficulty. You can't adjust your controls whatsoever. You can't adjust the number of continues you have or lives. And of course, you lose the BGM play feature, so you can't listen to the music to your heart's content anymore. Which is actually rather fortunate because, although the game is a bit on the shorter end, even a little slow, some of the themes are actually quite nice. But if you're playing the North American version, you can't hear them willy-nilly as much as you want. Also worth mentioning, I didn't get a chance, or you really wouldn't be able to see it from this point, unless you played it yourself. In the Return of Double Dragon options screen or Mode Select, I was able to freely move my cursor up and down by using the D-pad. In this case, I actually had to use the select button in order to move things around, because for some reason it disabled that feature where you could use the D-pad to move things freely. Another silly random change. One thing I do have to correct from the previous video though, I originally could have sworn that certain attacks, and mostly weapons, did more damage in the North American version than they did in the Super Famicom port, but at least during my initial playthroughs in order to test a few things, I did not actually come across any weapons that seemed to confirm that hypothesis. So, unless I must have been playing on a different difficulty, I seem to be mistaken on that one. The last real change, since most of the game is generally the same in terms of actual gameplay, would of course be what I mentioned in the last game. The game in this version would be ending more abruptly inside of a random hallway, not even centered properly outside of the door that's visible there, where you would face off against the one last boss, being Duke, just randomly in a hallway, rather than having the last rematch with everyone inside the much more impressive looking throne room. And the entire last section of this stage, which was seemingly hastily coded anyway, is completely missing. And of course, once you do beat Duke, you get a very abrupt ending with a text kind of ending, based ending that says, effectively, after defeating the enemy, the Double Dragons were never seen from again. That's your game in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, that's all I really have to say about this particular title of the part. I think I've covered just about everything. So, thanks for watching. I'll be coming back hopefully very soon, hopefully at some point weekend, with a more complete run, a more complete Retro Ninja Gaming. Take care and see y'all later.